Watch with me.
At this point, it is up to Nigerians to either unite and end the APC reign of terror over Nigeria, or APC will be the end of a democratic Nigeria as we know it. Nigeria has become an open crime scene, and what we call government in Nigeria is literally organized criminality. Every institution that is supposed to serve the welfare of the Nigerian people have become weaponized against them. And most unfortunately, it's a National Assembly and a parliament that should be the hallmark of a democracy has become an extension of the presidency, a captured assembly. So today, if President Tinubu asks Senate and House leadership to jump up, the question will be how high. And there is no end to this trajectory and these unfortunate actions. It is up to Nigeria to say enough of this political banditry. We cannot continue like this. A ruling party who claims to own more than 30 governors, have every institution, the judiciary, the police, township boys, city girls, and everybody, is afraid of one simple clause: mandatory real-time electronic transmission of results, which, by the way, INEC in itself has proven from their feasibility studies that they have the capacity to do. So let us not be ambiguous or unambiguous about this. This is a script being played out by the Senate President Akpabio, written from the presidential villa, and INEC is not neutral. We were at the gates demanding for the implementation of the electronic transmission of results, and before you know it, tear gas canisters were released, or whatever substance were released on peaceful protesters. The first batch was released, people scampered and then came back there, and then there was a reinforcement of about a number of Hilux vehicles that carried some officers. The canisters were shot directly at peaceful protesters. In fact, these are some of the canisters that were picked, more than 20 or 30 of them. Persons, this was shot at protesters who ran up to the Eagle Square as far as the Federal Secretariat, even on passerbys who were just passing through the road, who were not part of the protest. And the question will be, who is afraid of free and fair election in Nigeria? What exactly is the ruling party afraid of? INEC has received 200 billion, claiming it wants to use electronic technology. Sir, what kind of technology is INEC trying to adopt and procure with 200 billion? What happened to the technology that was procured by Mahmoud Yakubu with over 300 billion in 2023? Are beavers machines like diapers or pampers that are used and then disposed? There is something and a lot that the ruling party is not telling us. The budget that was approved by INEC is a budget, if not clearly explained to Nigeria, will only aid and sustain electoral malpractices. And that is why, as it is today, it must become a national mobilization against this legitimizing of an electoral act that will guarantee rigging. Why is the Senate President making excuses for INEC? In today's Nigeria, lawmakers are giving reasons or excuses why electronic technology will not work against INEC's own position. The level of mischief, what a shame. And you could see it play out in the chambers. Lawmakers coming out to chant APC only, APC only, because in the face of all Nigerians and the world, leadership of the National Assembly are trying to brazenly ensure that they get a law that is going to legitimize electoral malpractice and election rigging. It is a shame, it is a travesty, and Nigerians who mean well for our lives must resist it, because for our lives to count, our votes must count.
All right, so